Right, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. I'm going to be planting up today, which is long overdue, my hanging baskets. So I've got two quite nice sized hanging baskets for the front of the house. And the plants I have, which I will show you in a moment, I've got petunias. What's the name? Petunia, tumbelina, priscilla, and then Bacopa topia mixed. Which that's all I went for. I didn't want to overload it with different varieties of things. I just wanted to keep it simple and pretty, like flowery. So I'm going to be planting those up. I may give you a quick tour of the greenhouse, like very brief, because I will be doing a greenhouse tour very soon as well. But yeah, so I'll start getting on with this, and I'm going to change the camera angle anyway. But the first thing I did obviously was fill up the baskets with compost. I'm just using multi-purpose compost for this, and then I'll be adding slow release fertilizer. But I'm going to add the fertilizer in a moment, like once I turn the camera around. So first I'll quickly show you the plants that I'll be using, and then I'll get on with it. Right, so here I've got the Bacopa. Is that how it's spelled? Yeah, Bacopa, and this is a trailing variety. I don't know, they're a little bit dry at the moment. If you can see, a couple of them are looking a bit wilted. But once I plant them up, I'll water them. I did receive these as really tiny plugs, and I've planted them up into these also tiny plugs, but like that plug size is like quadruple the plug size they came in. So yeah, they're gonna look really nice. The website I bought them from showed that they were like the bluey colour and white, but there's a load of pink in here as well, which I didn't plan for with my colour theme, but it is what it is. Then my petunias here have been in these pots for a long time. I also bought these as plugs on the same website as these, and there are a few weeds through here. And one of them did, like one of them has just not fared very well. But I'm going to plant it, use it, and just see what happens. And they are starting to go to flower already. So this is what I'll be using to plant both baskets. I want to like give each plant enough space, so I don't know if I'll be able to use all of these, but I'll definitely find out along the way. And I do only have 6 of these, which I do think will be enough at the end of the day, but it's just going to look very bare at the beginning, especially now. Oh, that leaf just came off. Brilliant. Especially now that I have one that's dead or dying. But just a quick look at the greenhouse. They're all my cannas, not cannas, they're all my dahlias that need to come out. My cannas are down there, and a couple of them are outside. My potatoes, just everything. I've actually got some bench space over here now, and then my carnivorous plants just very quickly are along here, and the potatoes under the bench are going crazy. So yeah, but that's enough of that. I will get on with planting up the hanging baskets. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is add some slow release plant fertilizer. I'm just using the Miracle Grow all purpose because that's what I have, and I don't want to buy any more chemicals. So I'm just going to probably use a fair bit. Let's use the other opening. I want a fair bit in there. That's plenty. And then I'm just going to mix it in, just to make sure it's very even around. And this slow release fertilizer will last about 6 months, so I won't need to top that up after 6 months, because that's probably going to be the end of the growing season anyway. So, but obviously if it needs it, then I will be topping it up, or just using a liquid fertilizer. So you'll notice I've left about 1 inch from the top, and that's just so that when I water it, it doesn't spill over the top of the hanging basket, so it gives it a chance to actually go into the soil. So firstly I'm going to place the petunias in here. These are trailing petunias, but at the moment they're very upright. They look very weedy. So I'm just going to, I did end up using just ordinary like garden soil for these, so they're very heavy. But let me just show you a bit closer. They've rooted lovely. There are weeds, so I'm going to get those weeds out first. The negative thing about using my garden soil is that there will be weeds come up in the hanging baskets, which is not ideal, but I'm not hanging them up super high anyway, so it's not going to be a massive problem. So these are going to be placed obviously there's only going to be 3 in each one, so let's get those. The nice big plugs, these ones. I did buy them. They weren't very cheap. I thought they were like, well, I didn't think they were cheap, but I at the time thought I wouldn't be able to get any from garden centre, obviously because of the current situation. But garden centres are now open, so it was a waste of money. No, not a waste of money, but I could have waited, I suppose. But at the time, I didn't know. And we are going to have to just work with what we've got. And the one that's missing, I'm just going to plant it. Like the one that's like not very healthy, I'm just going to plant it and see how it goes. So, and as well, I'll quickly show you. Part of that petunia that is damaged, part of the stem came off when I received it, so I stuck it straight in here when it fell off, and it's actually rooted and it is starting to grow, so I'll probably use that somewhere around the garden this summer. I'm not sure if I'll add it to this hanging basket, but I definitely could if I wanted to. Right, so I've got 3 petunias in here which are going to tumble down really nicely, and that alone would definitely fill it up after a couple of months. But I do want to add the Bacopas as well. I'm going to try my hardest to get a nice mix of colour, so I'm going to go for some whites, some blues and some pinks. But if it turns out to be a bit trickier than I'm expecting, then beggars can't be choosers. Oh yeah, they've rooted really nicely. So it's a bit dry, very dry, but rooted really well in there. So maybe I'll stick two in between each plant, and that should fill it up really nicely. Yeah, I think 2 would be enough. I know the camera angle is a bit dodgy at the moment, but I can't really think of how else to do this. But yeah, that's going to look quite nice. So, I'm thinking about doing, I know I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to be doing a garden tour video. Let me know in the comments if that is something you'd be interested in, just so I kind of can get an idea of what you guys are into. And a houseplant tour, houseplant update is definitely on the cards as well. So let me know what you guys are looking forward to most, and I'll prioritise what I get the best response from. I'll be doing both anyway, but just so I know what you guys are wanting to see. Right. So I probably won't stick one in the middle, although I could. There we go. So now I'm just going to plonk a hole in there, push them in nice and firm. A lot of people do use that, like swell gel, it's called. Like it's like a gel that holds onto the water. I don't have any of that, so I'm not going to be using any of that. But as these are just on the front of my house, I feel like I should have no excuse but to keep them well watered. But then again, I have a greenhouse in my back garden and that dries out sometimes. Right, I think that should be enough. I feel like there should be a centerpiece, but once this all fills out, it's really not going to, there ain't gonna be no space in the middle. But does that look, how's that look? Full enough? Should I add more? I'm not sure. Well, it is gonna be full enough. I'll leave that for now. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna do the other one as well, and then I'm gonna be keeping these in the greenhouse to grow on. Let me change the camera angle. It is so hot in here, I'm getting like sweaty, but yeah, that looks alright, doesn't it? And once they start trailing, it's gonna look really good. So I'm gonna pop the other one, and then I'm gonna give them a good water. I'm not gonna hang them out yet, because I don't have any like locks or way of securing them to the wall. I have the hangers, but I want to secure them and make sure people can't nab them. So I'm gonna hold off doing that, let them grow on for a bit, and then put them out when they're looking good. So I'm going to pop the other one, and then I'll show you the finished product. So thank you all for watching. It's a new day, so I've had to finish this video in a different day. The plants are looking great. I'll quickly hold it up for you. The flowers, like, they've all settled, they've all got rehydrated again, and there's one petunia flower that's like so almost open. I was debating waiting to show you guys, but I'm just going to get this video done in one video, and then I can do like an update on the hanging baskets at a later date. Yeah, but I think they're looking alright so far. So thank you guys for watching, and let me know what you're planting your hanging baskets this year. This is the first year I'm actually doing hanging baskets properly. Like, I've made one before, but this year I intend to have some really nice hanging baskets. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Do let me know what you think about those, and I will definitely be keeping you guys updated, and hopefully they don't die from underwatering, because the front garden is south facing, so it's going to get really hot. So I may end up, I did leave a gap in the centre, so I may end up implementing some sort of like reservoir system. So I was thinking about maybe getting like an old bottle, poking a few holes in it, and then burying it in the soil, and then I can, when I water them, I can fill up the bottle in the middle and let it soak through slowly over a period of time, rather than gushing water on top and then it just spilling over. Although I did make that lip so that that doesn't happen, but I just want to do every preventative possible. But yeah, they're looking really good. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.